Geez, that's a tough one.
What do you bring to you there? What's this?
If I had a warning label, what would it be? I don't know if I want to admit some of the things that I've warned people about. I'm going to have to defer. I'm going to have to not answer that question. I'm going to have to stay away from that.
The last one I'll give you here is, at the end of this, I always ask the player to do an impression of their position coach. What would you think your players would do to mimic you?
They may use, unfortunately, maybe a poor word or two, a word that I need to find a better replacement for. That might be it, unfortunately.
All right, thanks, Coach.
You got it.
Coach, how you doing?
I'm well, thanks. How are you?
Good. They'll be easier than that, I think.
Those are tough.
He's a smart guy.
Those are real tough.
This may be worded poorly too, though. If there was a player that you got here and you watched film and you had a preconceived notion of on the line, and then you got to practice either in spring or fall, and you're like, man, he's not who I thought he was, like in a good way. Who's somebody who maybe exceeded your expectations or just had more talent than you saw?
Well, the one that would come to mind is Tyler Mitchell.
Okay, yeah.
And just right away, him embracing the things that we want to do, and it's not discounting some of the other guys that have continued to impress, but he's one that's continually stood out.
Yeah. Depending on what analytics you trust or don't trust, people were pretty kind to this unit's pass block grades last year as a group and thought they were pretty good. Has that been a strength, or is it more similar with rush blocking and pass blocking than maybe those scores would say?
Well, it's we got some pretty good defensive ends.
Yeah.
And they challenge us every single day. And some of the packages that our defense has challenge us both mentally and physically. So it's still a work in progress to get to the point of where we need to be in our protections. And protections, to me, it can be such a unique statistic because of, are people creating separation on the outside? Is the quarterback playing within timing? Are we getting good communication up front? Is the tailback doing his responsibility? So many different things about that. So whatever Pro Football Analytics says is inconsequential to me. It's still us working our techniques, and we've got some pretty electric defensive linemen that put some challenges on us every day.
I'm curious on Evan Curl. He's a guy that tons of people have praised, this offseason. We haven't seen him play a lot, so just him as a player, where he fits in best on the line, and just some more on him.
Evan's done a real good job, and we made it very clear to Evan going into fall camp, there's going to be no preconceived, hey, you're going to be a backup guy.
Right.
It's your time to shine. This is your 5th year of football. It's time for you to compete for a starting job. So we've given him that opportunity. He's embraced it. I'd see him more at a guard position, but we've still worked to bring him into that center position. When you get into a travel roster, one of the big things with me is I always want to have that third guy who can snap the ball.
Right.
Just dealing with the what is. So his versatility is going to be huge. Because of that versatility, he's got a lot of awareness of what we need up front. His communication is really good, and he needs that.
Right.
He needs to see the pictures in front of him and have good anticipation of what defense is going to do.
And then lastly, Coach mentioned Cooper Beebe as somebody who's kind of impressed him. What have you seen that probably earned that praise from Coach in a public setting from Cooper?
Well, number one is how quickly he's picked up on some things, some nuanced things from a technique standpoint is very impressive, but then also his physicality.
Yeah.
Here's a guy who threw the shot put almost 60 foot, so he's got some snap. He's worked really hard to control a little bit of weight after some injuries that he sustained this past year, senior year. So he's just continually picking things up. He's being a sponge. The scene is not too big for him. He's handled everything that we've thrown at him extremely well.
Yeah.